Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel tonight. As a legend it is, Fox and Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge. Evening, listeners.
Good evening to you guys in the panel. Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby. And to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, I better give you a quick update, bit of housekeeping, Fox. Max home, safe and sound.
Nice to know.
Yeah, so we can score that after this, mate. That's something else not to worry about. How about you, Bridge?
I'm magic, pal. Magic. Having an easy evening tonight. Easy evening.
Well, we're starting to slowly build up to the game. A 3 o'clock game on a Saturday afternoon. Who'd ever take off?
Every other Saturday, my half day off. Fantastic. I love it. That's what football's about. 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Unusual for us, Fox, isn't it?
Aye. Look, the old 3 o'clock kick-offs were the best, where you could get up early in the morning, have your breakfast, potter about, and then go out and have a few beers before the game in a comfortable way. Home at a decent time at night instead of the back at 11 or 12 at night with midweek games. Always prefer a Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off.
Oh, right. You're a traditionalist, mate, yeah?
Aye, of course.
Yeah,
That's
you're one of those traditionalists.
We give into TV all the time, and the TV deal is absolutely woeful. That's what happens, but although now, of course, we need to do Thursday, Sunday because of Europa League, but we'll not complain about that because it's nice to be there.
It is indeed. It's very nice to be there. I was reading on Follow that there's some...
when did you learn to read?
There's some sources around about the Follow area are saying that now people are speaking, the media are now interested because apparently estimated figures are that Rangers are going to get between 10 and 12 million out of this UEFA, listen to me, Europa League run. So they're starting to make stories up about the Rangers and what they're going to do and all that crap, apparently. Don't know how true it's going to be, but I can imagine it. Because they can't talk about that team across the city. Negative.
Well, we'll see what it takes. I think it's a tremendous feat we've done in the last 2 seasons. Fox qualification, played some decent teams. Legia Warsaw, they were a well-drilled outfit. You think back, who was the one? Was it Maribor last year?
Maribor was quite good, aye.
They had a great record. Obviously, Midtjylland, wasn't that long as they were putting Man U at the Europa League itself, so... but I don't think we've had the credit that we deserve locally, but I think everybody out with our locality appreciates what we've done, where we've been and where we're going, mate.
I 100% agree with that.
Were the underdogs in all these games now where we used to be the favourite, I think, as well? How times have changed,
I'll tell you what, Bridgeman, I don't like to... Really, I know you've got an excuse. You're in your early 50s and you're getting on a bit, but... I've had some PMs about the boys that were on the panel last night. I don't know if they should come on again because their Rangers knowledge isn't very good, mate.
Is that right?
A lot of PMs, I mean.
A lot?
A lot of PMs, slating them. I mean, Fox, you done better in the afternoon than they done at night, didn't you?
Aye, just slightly.
I'm disappointed to hear that people are unhappy about it.
Well, if you're going to put yourself out there like yourself, I mean, obviously you're originally a Clyde supporter. No, what me and Fox have been Rangers supporters all our days,
Oh, brilliant.
You've
got a good memory. That was very good. I like that.
Aye, a bit of fun last night. Good laughing. I've got to say, young Stardog, he's a starter, isn't he?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
You know, you can just tell the passion the young lads got for the Rangers, and also JFK and Smurf as well taking part. Good laugh. Put yourself out there, innit? You know, if you put yourself out there, you're always going to get shot down, Fox, isn't you?
Of course, aye. Anyway, we've been joined by Skipper.
Oh,
It must be an emergency phone call when Skipper's phoning in.
I was informed that he might be phoning in this evening. Evening, Skipper.
Hello, can you put me through to the wages department, please?
You're through, Mr. Fox. You can take this one.
Aye, go ahead, call it.
Well, I was listening to last night's show on the archives today, and I heard it announced that if you call in Old School Blue or Skipper will bring you through.
Aye,
so am I glamorous assistant?
Oh, no, I doubt that very much.
That's pushing it a bit for, isn't it, Skipper?
Well, I hear them always saying Old School Blue and he's glamorous assistant. Sorry?
There's not enough drink in the world.
Oh, that's cruel. I'm just wondering what the situation is with the wages. Do you pay it straight into my bank or do I get a pay poke?
No, I take it straight out your bank, mate. Once you give me your bank details, I'll sort you right out.
Oh, no, I had that once before with you when you told me I was due a lump sum for the road show Cumbrian Bear and I done at Largs. And then you said that the lump sum couldn't be released till we paid the tax, and if we sent you a £500 cheque, you would release our money.
And also, you had to give his Nigerian cousin. You had to help him out, didn't he?
Well done, lads. Well done. That's brilliant, man.
You telling us you want paid cash, Skipper?
Well, Cumbrian Bear handles all the cash.
Right, okay.
He just gives me my 50 pence allowance.
To be fair, most of his dates, it's a cash date, isn't it?
Well, Jacqueline doesn't take cash.
That's not very nice. That man's not recovered for that romance.
Oh, brilliant, man.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was in touch with somebody today, and the news quite upset me. This man hasn't paid his supporters club dues since 1966.
All right, who was the manager then?
Oh, you know, that's JFK.
JFK's favourite. Brilliant. Scott Simon. Come on in here, JFK. Come on in.
And the second question I've got about this job is, do I get a white coat and a clipboard? Because that's me a boffin, isn't it?
Well, I've got to say, you'll be dealing with people with white coats, Skipper. I don't think you'll.
Well, I usually see them once a month.
I don't think you'll get one with your name on it, but you'll be dealing with people with white coats.
I see them once a month when I go for my checkup.
All right. And how's that gone for you?
Oh, I can count to more than 5 now.
Right, okay.
Right.
Have you told Cumbrian Bear?
No, he'll be jealous. He can only count to 3.
Well, that's the school we went to, innit? What was it, St. Rock's?
Brilliant. Have they got schools out that way where he used to pay?
I don't think so, mate. I don't think so.
Yeah, they all begin Saint something, I think.
As long as they didn't go to Kingsbridge, you'll be all right for education at the east head of
Oh, what
the
a
west.
shocking statement to make, by the way. What a shocking statement.
Skipper, always a pleasure, mate. How are you? How happy are you with how things have gone with the team, mate?
Apart from one wee day, absolutely delighted.
Mm-hmm. Are you seeing that as a bad day at the office? A Blackburn will be all right, or
exactly? Yes.
Is it cause for concerns for you?
No concerns at all.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
I'm perfectly happy. But listen, I'll away and get these bank details sorted out.
Yeah, it's just if you give Fox your bank details, he'll take money out on a regular occasion. He's good at that.
Okay then, lads. Enjoy the show.
Right, Skipper. Always a pleasure.
Cheers,
Hey,
Skipper.
we can get my white coat ironed. Take care, fellow boffins.
Oh dear, what a man, Fox, eh?
Nuts, mate.
Brilliant.
Absolutely nuts. What a Rangers supporter, mate, he is. Great Rangers supporter, Skipper.
And what a gentleman as well.
Yes, indeed. Looks after all the female fans, should I say. Very nice at
He
meeting
looks
them.
after all the ladies. What do you like?
Wait, he does. He's a perfect gentleman.
Of course he is.
We had to give him that job because Fox couldn't be trusted, Bridgeman.
Oh my goodness gracious. Foxy, what are you doing wrong?
It's not what I'm doing wrong, it's what I'm doing right, according to me, mate.
Anyway, if people want to join us and give their thoughts on anything that's happening in the Rangers world, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Fox?
It's Skype at rangersradio.online, where we'll bring you into the call.
All right. We've been joined by a caller this evening already. It's a one and only JFK. Evening, JFK.
Good evening, my good friends. Before I go on, can I just say to Skipper, you let me down there because I was supposed to meet you on Saturday to give that wee envelope. You said you weren't going to say anything, so I'm not paying my dues now. Something like that.
I can't believe he was going on to you like that.
Ah, well, thick skinned. There's plenty of me. How you all doing, guys?
All right, mate. All right. Not bad. Slowly getting the build up to the game on Saturday. I never thought I'd get excited to play Livingston at Ibrox, but there you go.
No, it's football, mate. It's going to see the Gers. Can I ask you a wee conundrum before we go on?
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Well, I have one for the bottom, 3 for the middle. Oh, that's the numbers, isn't it? Sorry, it's conundrum. Sorry.
You ready?
Go on in.
30 cows in a field and 28 ate chickens. Who didn't?
Well, the deadly silence is telling a lot here.
Well, me ask it again. I know it's a Rangers show, right? We all know that. 30 cows in a field and 28 chickens. Who didn't? I'll leave that with you guys. Anyway, yeah, I'm
Who didn't?
The
farmer. The farmer.
Oh, I'll ask it one more time, right?
There's 58.
30 cows in a field and 28 chickens. Who didn't?
10 of them.
10 of them. 28.
The way you said that there at the end.
Oh, well, I says 28
20,
chickens.
you just said 20 who ate
28.
chicken.
I says 28 chickens.
Yeah.
How are you spelling 8?
How am I spelling it? I'm not writing it. I'm telling you 28.
Yeah. So,
well done,
is right.
Fox.
Fox
the
is
pride
right.
of Britain.
The Fox always gets the chicken questions.
Cool. But back to what you were saying, Ox, yeah.
Thanks for the call, JFK.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there about. I mean, it's kind of silly. In fact, it's the right word. Looking forward to a game against Livingston. No, it's looking forward to seeing Rangers. Don't matter who they play. So can't wait till Saturday. Meet my old radio friends and go and see the Teddy Bears, because I had enough of this rubbish that we've been subjected to, which I don't watch. On the international scene, can I just I put it in the lobby there that Joe Aribo scored his first ever goal for Nigeria.
We've got a script. If you came in early enough, you'd have seen the script.
Well, what the fuck? Sorry about that.
So you've just killed the whole second half of the show.
Well, I'm really sorry about that. I was sitting watching
with your chickens and your coos.
No, but on the Livingston game, as I said, I think it'll be a tough game, but I think it'll be a game that we should win.
I just see it as it should be another Hibs, mate. If we go out and we get it right,
aye,
we've got the ability now. Morelos should play for me, and maybe even Defoe. I think sometimes we've got to just take slightly different at Ibrox, you know,
Would you play the
against
two
some
up
of these
front?
teams. I don't see how we can't change it, and we don't. Do we need two defensive midfielders? Do we need four at the back? When we know these teams will play 4-5-1.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But I don't think the manager will change it the way you think there, Oxia. As much as I'd like to see a change, you know, in that department, I'm with you on that one. I'd like to see Defoe and Fred on the park at the same time. I really would. I think it might be a joy to be behold, but I don't think it's going to happen. But you never know. Saturday, Livingston, they take them lightly. Don't forget they're unbeaten this season, so they're sitting third in the table. I know you said the other night that you thought it was maybe by default, if that was the right word. So I don't know. It'll be a tough game in the aspect is that I think they put themselves about well. They're hard, but we need to combat that. And let's see how they come and if they sit 10 across the box again. So we will see. But I would take the Hibs result again, mate. Definitely. That'd be good to see. A lot of goals. First game after the international break. 5 or 6. Be good.
Going back to what you mentioned about the Rebo thing, I think it's excellent that we're getting quality of our squad that's playing at this level. That whatever your views on international, and I've got my own personal views on international breaks, but when you start playing for the teams, you give yourself a bit of value, Fox.
Aye, it does. It adds to your transfer value. It's also a good experience for a young boy like Joe Aribo. He's travelling, I think they're in Russia, aren't they, playing tonight? Was it Russia? They're in the Ukraine.
Ukraine, they're Ukraine.
Aye. Good experience for the boy, and apparently, for what I've been reading, he's had quite a decent debut for Nigeria, scored the goal. So, very good start for the boy.
Just missed another one, a really good header, Foxy. Really good header, and the goalkeeper made a wonderful save from it. So, I think he's done very well. And by the way, one of the big things about these things is if he's playing well, his name's getting mentioned, and they flower things up and they tell you about Rangers, and that's great. So Rangers are getting mentioned in that level. That's fantastic, just brilliant.
Yeah. Well, we've also been joined by one of last night's heroes of the quiz, Stardog. How we doing, mate?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How's yours?
Evening, Stardog.
Evening, Bridgeman.
Right, Stardog.
What you saying to Jimmy? All right, everybody.
How we doing, mate?
Aye, not bad. No
last night, Boston, was it?
No. Not really, mate. I won a tournament last night. I won a wee prize last night, remember?
I've got to be honest, but don't repeat this. You didn't have much to beat.
I didn't, mate. I didn't.
You know.
Couldn't get the staff last night on here.
No, poor quality, mate. Poor quality.
Yeah.
You've just got to play with the cards. The cards you're dealt, mate, you know.
That's true, mate. That's true. But just on what you were saying about Joe Aribo there, I mean, that can only be that's a massive, massive step for that boy. The confidence he'll take for getting his first international goal. I mean, I don't know the players that Nigeria had taken with them, but I mean, they've got Musa, they've got Ian Acho, they've got Alex Iwobi. I mean, there's some superstars in that team, mate, and he's there getting changed next to him now, so that'll make him feel like he belongs up there next to the boys and things like that are playing in the Premier League. So that can only be good for his confidence, mate. I'm delighted for him to get his first goal.
Alex Iwobi's been playing very well. Had a really good game tonight.
That's what as well. He's been on a bit of form for Everton recently, mate. I think that boy needed that move away for Arsenal, to be honest with you. Aye, that's great for Aribo. Honestly, long may it continue.
I hope he scores another goal, but I doubt it very much.
Has he been the pick of the signings so far, Aribo, Fox?
Possibly the one with the most potential for me is Joe Aribo. Probably in all honesty, he's probably the best signing we've had for a wee while for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he looks an exciting player. He's got a lot of development still to do, and I think, as I've said before, he'll just get better and better. I mean, a lot of people are now classifying people that play well in monetary terms as, he's worth 15 million, he's worth 20 million. I'd rather he played really well for 4 years for Rangers, and then we can talk about transfer fees. I hope he's not just here for a season and off.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody see it different?
In what way?
Anybody thinks Arrival's maybe flatters to deceive, or hasn't he got the potential? Anybody see it any different?
I'm watching him. I've been watching him tonight at that game. And he's been a very, very good player. He's not the best player in the whole world, so we're under no illusions. But my goodness, for a young man, and I think it's his first game for his country. Wow, just wow. Although it's a friendly, but wow, tremendous performance, tremendous.
What's your thoughts, JFK?
I've been watching it as well. I'm excited about Joe Arrival. I think he's a steal, and I think he'll come on to be a very good Rangers player in the next 2 or 3, 4 years. If we can keep him that long. He doesn't look out of place. I know he's a bit raw at times, but he doesn't look out of place playing for Nigeria. I mean, unlike the Tartan Crannies, Nigeria is a decent team. Although I've got my reservations about Rangers players going to play for international games, but it does enhance their reputation. So I'd rather enhance their reputation elsewhere than the Tartan Crannies, but I'm pleased with Arrival, and I think he'll be a good player for us, a very good player at Ox.
I can second what you just said there about Rangers players. I've said it openly here. Never, ever, if we can help it, never do I want any Rangers player to play for Scotland, ever. Certainly under the present regime that's running it. No, sorry.
Well, by the way, when you go and play for Scotland, if they 3 fans are booing you, you get upset. Because that's the kind of crowds they're getting, Stardog, yeah?
It was a poor attendance at the game last night, mate. I think it was 24,500 or something like that.
That's against one of the best teams in the world that people would arguably want to see, yeah?
I know, mate, I know. It's a hard one for me, mate. I grew up loving my country, so I did, but I can't help but fall into the same kind of category as JFK and Bridgeman and that the past couple of years, mate, the way we've been treated, and there's nobody that loved their country more than me and their national team, and I always supported them, mate, but we just get constantly kicked when we were doing, mate, and unfortunately it's so sad for me to say, mate, but I'm also not a supporter of Scotland anymore, man, and I can't actually believe I'm saying that, but when you see things like that last night, I only turned the game on for 5 minutes just as they were scoring their third, and I seen the crowd, seen them scoring their third, and I just turned it straight back off, mate, because it doesn't interest me anymore, not in the slightest.
I was saying tonight, sorry.
You reap what you sow, eh?
That's it, mate. You do. They've made their bed.
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say, I've been saying for quite a wee while, really and truly, that they'll interview each other, they'll talk to each other, the pundits and all the reporters in the papers, call them, if that's if you call them reporters. None of them will talk about the elephant in the room, which is why are Rangers fans not turning up for Scotland? Let's open the debate up for them. No, they're not interested. Because they would have to bring in the treatment they've had for the SFA, the BBC.
Would it make a difference, Bridge?
No. Yeah, but it's opening debate. They need to open the debate up. Right?
Aye.
So what is it? What's good for Scotland? Good for Scotland is there's a guy being spoke. I think something in Rangers media. I think it was Rangers media anyway, and he was saying what they need is they need to start looking at why is it, for instance, a Scottish game? Why is a Scottish game not on the sort of free to air telly? If it's played at Hampden, what's the matter? Why can't we do that? No, to boost our game, and of course it's because Sky will pay more money. We understand that, but the truth of the matter is that you're going to have a big problem with the BBC because a lot of people don't want to even watch it on the BBC if it's Scotland are playing there. So it's all these strange things are going to happen. All of that needs to be discussed, but you would have the BBC will definitely fall into it. All the newspapers.
I'm going to keep JFK out this because obviously he's got his own personal views, which I'm going to keep out of this. But
no, it's not about personal views.
JFK, keep out means you keep out, right? So, Bridge, Fox, would you ever thought that there would have been a day that Scotland would have been playing? It was live on the telly and you would have turned it on.
No, like Bridge, I was a Scotland supporter right for the early days, mate. Went to loads and loads of games at Hampden. Thoroughly enjoyed following my country. But as you say, events have overtaken that passion, and now I couldn't care less myself, which is sad. Sad.
But it's not just the national team. Sellouts Saturday, whatever they've touched in the last, I don't know, we'll say 6 year, 12 year, 20 year. They've got it so wrong. Everything they seem to touch has just went pear-shaped.
Aye. And in their hurry to kill off our club, mate, all the rest of the chairmen were in it for themselves, and Scottish football has suffered ever since. When they had to make important decisions like keeping us in the league, etc., and that, some of them abstained, some of them wanted rid of us. And that was only for their benefit, no for the good in the national game. And we're now paying the price for that.
Can I just come in on that, Oxford?
21,000 people turning up to see a class team on you go bridge.
One of the best in the world, for sure. And one of the best players, if not certainly the best midfielder at the moment. He's fantastic. The boy, De Bruyne. Can I just say...
I've got to be honest with you.
Sorry, I never heard you there, pal.
I think he modelled himself in me, but that's just a personal view.
But you see it. To me, one of the biggest crimes has very recently happened, and they've taken a man who was a chairman at a club. Their supporters invaded the pitch at Hampden, and eventually they ended up blaming the Rangers fans. And a lot of Rangers fans were getting goaded to come onto the pitch, and some of them fell for it and came on, and all that nonsense. And they arrested an equal amount of both sides of the divide in that perspective, Hibs and Rangers. And that man is now the chairman of the SFA. And what did he say? Oh, it's just a bit of exuberance. I'm sorry. It's really and truly, it just beggars belief what they've done. Just beggars belief. Sorry. No support from me.
Everything they've touched has been pear-shaped. And by the way, I think this is again a personal view. I think a lot of the indiscipline, if you like, when the media have come at me, it's all came for that day, because that just gave everybody an open hand to do what they liked, because they never dealt with it. Right, JFK, come in. We'll keep away from the national team for you, because you're very consistent in your thoughts about the state of Scottish football. We've got Kilmarnock who finished third in their league. Can he beat a Welsh part-time team? And their manager left them with such a good squad, he moved on. What's the answer, mate?
Oh, what is the answer? Well, the answer is that the league is absolute mince to a lot of people. They'll know what decent players come and play in Scotland. The only it seems to be us, and I know the puddle drinkers have managed to bring a few in, but I mean Scottish football is still dying in its feet, even though Ibrox is full to the gunnels every other week, and they fill other stadiums every other week as well. I mean, the puddle drinkers don't even sell out their stadium, and they don't even sell out away games as well. Looking at highlights, I mean, I'm like Bridgeman. I mean, I sit on a Sunday night, and I still do watch the BBC show. It's just like enemies closer sort of thing. But when you see some of the stadiums that are playing in the Premiership are showing, it's absolutely rubbish and scandalous and laughable, and it's embarrassing. When you see the empty seats, Sellout Saturdays was a big success for them, was it no? They said they were going to sell out every. We don't need Rangers. Rangers are nothing. We'll fill all our stadiums, and we all know, it never happened for them. So they're going to see the consequences further down the line. Rangers or no, every game for us is a sellout, whether it's home or away, and that's just the way we are. We'll support you ever more, and we always do. So Scottish football's got a lot to learn. They're looking after themselves, the people in the hierarchy, SPFL and SFA. And on the Rangers situation when they decided to dump us in the third division, that's going to come back and bite them big time because when they
Has
established,
it started for you, JFK?
yeah, it started for me. The established club now will take over again because that we are the club that we are, and we know that we rule Scottish football. But what we need is a strong board at Ibrox to fight our corner and fight Rangers' corner because there's a big battle ahead still, and we've got to take that battle to them. Don't stand back for them. Take the battle to them. Rangers are back. They don't like it, and it's good to see them squirming. And it is. We're here, mate. We're here, and we're not going to get away.
Jimmy, can I follow on that, Oxtear?
On you go, mate.
What I wanted to say, well said, Jimmy. I wanted to say that when we were sent down or put down volunteered to go down to the bottom tier, we did that, and we, as our good friend Boswell used to say, we refinanced the lower leagues. And our good friend Ian, who used to be on the Rangers chat, I remember Ian making a really good statement saying it took them, when the SPFL was created, it was within 9 months of the old season. So within 9 months, they had created the SPFL. And within that, 3 months later, we were all in it together. And the Football League, the SFL, was, I can't remember his name, then maybe you'll tell us who it was, Fox, Oxtear, it was in charge of that.
David Longmuir, was it Longmuir?
David Longmuir. He gets sent down, or shall we say sacked. He gets sacked. Unnecessary, and they couldn't do without Rangers support and the money they were bringing in. We went to Hampden, something like 30-something thousand, maybe 40,000 fans we took to Hampden to play Queen's Park. That would keep Queen's Park going for the next 100 years, if you follow what I mean. Seriously, we did that, and it was amazing. And within a very short space of time, all these figures and the records we were breaking, they were putting stands up all over the bloody place to cater for the Rangers fans and get them in. And I remember I've got relatives that live in Annan, and they said they'd never seen anything like it. It was like party time when the Rangers went in there. So that's just a wee idea. And as Ian said in Rangers chat, they couldn't last 9 months without Rangers. They had to change it, and change it they did.
Stardog, you're no a Glasgow lad. You live with. I'm not saying there's no predominantly Rangers fans, because I think it still is, but you've got a couple of teams down where you live, yeah?
Yep, aye.
And what's their views on, do you ever get any debate with your mates about the crap we're watching in Scottish, the plastic pitches, the negative football?
Well, I mean, I'm an Ayr mate, so Ayr can't really talk about it, to be honest with you, because they're like a tiny club down here, mate. Obviously, nothing compared to the size of Rangers. But the only debate really that you get down here, mate, is about Rangers and Celtic. That's all you're ever going to get down here. It's still a big Rangers area as well, Ayrshire, so it is. But no, there's still hundreds of debates, mate, about financial aspects of the game, about the SFA side of the game. I mean, I'm always in debates with folk about here, because some folk still seem to think we've got no money and things like that. But I think you're always going to get the debates, mate. I definitely do think you're always going to get the debates. But obviously, I've got a question for you, because obviously I wasn't really about in this era. But see, during the Rangers 9 in a row era, did we still fill the stadium every week?
When we got to 7 and 8, it would be fair to say in March time, if we were 8 points clear at the top of the league, there might have been 45,000 there. Is that fair? Am I right when I say that, JFK, from memory?
Aye, and even in away games, Stardog and Oxygen, I'll verify this. When we went to away games, and when it was 7 and 8, we knew we were going to win. That's just the way it felt, and I'll be quite honest. There was a few games I'd left early because we were winning 2 and 3 nothing, and went to the pub and things like that. We partied early and things like that, and that apathy didn't. We want to win 9 in a row, but what we've got to remember is when they were winning 9 in a row, Ibrox was a desert, mate. You know, And
Yep.
that's what happened.
It's just take me on to my next kind of point, mate. I mean, do you think that obviously, I mean, the Rangers fans are there. They always have been there, but they're there. The stadium sells out every single time now. Whenever there's any game, never mind a big European game or an all-firm game. And do you think that's because of where we're being? The fans know how important it is that they go and get their tickets now. And do you think the other half of the city, it's kind of what we done in the 90s? It's kind of complacency, just believing you're going to win it all.
I think the fans
and that's why you kind of don't feel the need to show up to the games.
I think the fans are more passionate now than they were.
Yeah.
Up to 2012, if that makes any sense, Fox, because of what's happened to us.
Well, the Rangers fans felt a great deal of injustice in what happened, I can't see them in the next 10 or 15 years changing for their thoughts on Scottish football. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's deep set within the Rangers support now, and I don't know how it'll end up, but I don't see Rangers supporters back in Scotland anytime soon, mate. Or Scottish football to that tune, to that as well.
I agree, mate. I agree, but the passion for what Stardog's asked about the Rangers support, Mayor, I don't know, is the word staunch? Does that make sense? Or have we nearly lost something and you appreciate it, Mayor?
I think that's definitely what it must be, mate. I mean, I'm not saying we were never there before, but I mean, you know what yourself, mate. Since Stevie G came in, there's been this just huge passion. The stadium's booming constantly and things like that. And I mean, I look back on all the old videos and you see, I mean, Brian Laudrup running out the wing, you think, there's a few empty seats there. And I'm thinking, why would the stadium not be full if you're winning all these trophies and things like that? But then you look across the city and they're doing the exact same thing now. So is it a complacency thing, JFK, do you think?
I suppose that you're right in that aspect, but there's always going to be people who don't attend games for whatever reason, so I wouldn't read too much into it. But look, when David Holmes brought Graham Souness to Ibrox and we started to bring in the England internationals and other great players, then the team started to motor then, and then we beat the Shaggers up at Pittodrie, 1-0, won the league. And we motored on for then, And
do you see a lot of comparisons with that era and this era as like for the fans? Why JFK, not just as soon as Gerrard thing, but for the fans' perspective, mate, they're piling in now, they're choking to see their team again.
JFK was one each.
What was it, one each? What was it? It was one each, mate.
I know you were drunk that day, but it was one.
I was very drunk. I can see a lot of comparisons. Stardog, definitely. But I think the fans now are more passionate. I think that the generation thing now is that I don't think there was as much hatred against the SFA at that time to what there is now. I think there is a genuine hatred everything that they stand for, and we've taken that on board, and what they've done to us. And they still want us to be doing there. And I think the fans have taken that on board and have became more passionate. I'm not saying they weren't passionate when myself and Oxy and Fox and Bridgeman were going to the games,
You didn't think you had anything to lose back then, mate. No, you really know what you can lose. Do you know what I mean? The club nearly died and things like that.
Aye, well, when we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then we started to think 9's on.
Yeah.
Our mission now is to stop them doing 9 and to get it right up the rest of them to say that the establishment club's back again. And they'll not like that. And
anyway, we'll be done with a caller. Evening caller.
How you doing, boys?
Is it James?
It is.
All right, mate. Sorry, mate. I thought it was you. How we doing, mate? What's on your mind?
Not much. Just listening about the debate about obviously Rangers fans supporting Scotland and whatnot. It's a kind of topic that me and my mates kind of not so much argue, but have a bit of debate over. Well, on the podcast, I mean, Alan, my co-host, he's very much, I think he backs the national team. He's not a kind of staunch Tartan Army member, but he does like to see the Scotland national team do well, whereas I've went the opposite way. I hope they get humped every time they take the field. The Scotland national team, for me, embodies the establishment which tried to destroy Rangers Football Club so they can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
I think that's the majority view at the moment amongst the support. I struggle
I
with
think it's festered for years. I think it's coming to a point now. I mean, I know people are saying sort of solidarity and supporting your country and things like that, but why should I stand shoulder to shoulder with people who every other Saturday know to try and use, the song lyrics, but every other weekend they're hurling abuses and calling us this and that. And I know the whole song is "No one likes us, we don't care." This isn't about people liking us. It's about the fact that there's a basic lack of respect. I'm not going to stand shoulder to shoulder with somebody and cheer on a Scottish national team whenever every other weekend they absolutely detest the sight is. And rivalry's fine, but I think in Scottish, society in general, there's a very, very unhealthy, deep-rooted hatred of Rangers.
Is that political, James? Is that because of where we stand politically?
I think there's a combination of everything, mate. I think they tried to kill us and they failed. I think they thought the death knell was coming. The fact that we're back in the top flight, and I know we've had a couple of false dawns where obviously Warburton brought us back up and then Kashina didn't work out, but Gerrard's got us going in the right direction. So I think it's a combination of animosity and fear, in my opinion. That's just how I see it. I just refuse to. I actually laugh and I enjoy watching them get pumped. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but I've got absolutely zero affinity. I don't care if they win, I don't care if they lose. I'll look and see what the result is. If they get beat, and I'll have a really good chuckle about it, because the people, you look at the attendance at Hampden. People were putting it down to the fact that the tickets were 30 quid a pop, right? That might have something to do with a midweek international break, 30 quid a pop, whenever we're all paying for our Europa League 3-match packages, right? But at the same time, you've got to look at it. In the years gone by, the Scottish national team always had a healthy, contingent of Rangers players. And if Rangers players aren't good enough to get in the team, then that's one thing. But Ryan Jack's name gets read out. Any Rangers player's name gets read out in the Tannoy, he gets booed. They come out to warm up, they get booed. They come on as a sub, they get booed. You've got Michael Stewart is quite clearly taking pot shots at Ollie McBurney because he's Rangers allegiances. Anybody tells me otherwise is kidding themselves on. So, nah.
Do you know, I think it was anything to do with these comments about Scotland?
Well, there's that aspect as well, but I think Michael Stewart just kind of likes to take it another wee step further. He's saying the boy's not good enough.
See, I'm different for you, James. It hurts me not being able to support them, mate, but I just can't. It's like being caught between like two folk and one's done there, one wrong. You've got to go with the guy that's not done anything wrong. Like Rangers is my first and only, mate, you know what I mean? And it hurts me no supporting Scotland. I definitely don't laugh at them getting pumped or anything like that. Like, it hurts me to a certain degree because I was always proud of my country. But see, honestly, hand on heart, mate, the last time I remember actually going crazy for a Scotland game, just thinking about it now, was probably 2008. Honestly.
See, do you know, I think as well, though, Stardog, what's happened now is that there's this kind of mentality as well that as a nation we've got into, that, well, hey, we're pish, we don't care, let's just go and get a drink. And we've always had that, but you look at Northern Ireland, a small country punching above their weight. You look at Iceland, a small country punching above their weight. They make themselves hard to beat. We seem to have this thing, but we don't care, let's just be pish and get drunk and have a laugh about it, we don't care. Because we're Scotland and that's what
because
we do.
Because half the players aren't even Scottish anymore, mate, that's how.
Aye. Well, there's that and all. You know what I mean? It's, as I say, it's a contentious topic because you'll get blue noses that are obviously staunch Scotland supporters, and you'll get ones who.
Right.
I'm the same. I remember. I'm old enough to remember.
I just feel as if it's a shame that the guys in the suits ruined it for us.
I remember us getting to France. And I remember you couldn't buy a Scotland jersey for love nor money in 1998. You were at any shop to buy a Scotland top anywhere in the city centre, Clydebank, outskirts, anywhere you went to buy a Scotland top, you were not getting one for love nor money. That home shirt was like gold dust, and you felt a right kind of sense of unity. But I was asked, I was the Oxford says, is it political? It very well might be. I think the whole kind of yes-no movement has created a very much a them and us split in society as well, which is another topic you could go for a tangent and have a political bloody
maybe she would discuss if referendums are a good thing or not for the country.
Can I come in?
When you go, Bridge.
It's just James is Bridgeman here. Like, I agree with you 100%, pal, and I do think the incident with Michael Stewart. Now, I've only read it in Follow, and there was I think a post came out this morning asking, where are you, Michael Stewart? You didn't take you 2 minutes after the Friday night game was finished. You were on absolutely lambasting the boy. and he only did it because it was a Rangers fan. Nothing else. Nothing else. Only because he was a Rangers fan, and he was the only one with any association with Rangers that was playing. And now this game, that last night, the game there, the boy wasn't playing. Ryan Jack wasn't even in the squad, so he had absolutely nothing to bleat about because of it. In my opinion, he had nothing to bleat about. He could have come on and said something or written something like, "What a fabulous performance by Belgium and a poor performance by us. We'll never be as good as them." Blah blah blah. Not a dicky bird. Apparently, not a word. And that's how I think. That's the way I feel. Rangers are up against that, because it's not just Scotland and it's not just anything. It's it's the interaction between Rangers and Scotland, and anybody who thinks about Rangers and Scotland. So if they're on one side, there's hatred, and it's been hatred for a long time now, and it may, just as it was said, it may never ever come back again properly. It just might never come back.
Anyway, just moving on. I've been messaged from Big Stevie for the drum, who's in Florida, and it's not like him. JFK's from the Rangers bar called the Game Changers, and he's got the show live on the show on the bar at the moment as we speak. So a big shout out to Stevie, his young lad over there in Florida. Hope you have a good time, and just remember all the presents when you bring them back. What you looking for this time? I'm simple, mate. Just give me a fridge magnet. What we use, JFK, what you into?
Oh, brilliant.
No, we lost JFK.
Oh, well said, Big Stevie, for the drum. Well said, pal.
If he's anywhere near a Hooters bar, he can bring me one of them.
He's not that
You want
far
a
away,
Hooter?
actually.
Is that a Hooter you're wanting?
A couple of Hooters. Just getting back to James's point, and I'll take this to Fox and then I'll take it to James. Do you think your support, well, obviously 2012, but if you think back to 2008 and what they've done to us because of the fixture pile up, that some of it wasn't even their fault. It was controlled by another team who had games cancelled because of ex-players, had tours of Japan. It never happened. We were going for a European trophy to benefit the whole of the game in Scotland. And what did they do, Fox? They
made it hard for us. They made it hard for us. And that's typical of the ways the SFA's been ran for a long time now, I think. Not only is it badly run for the top, but it's badly run all the way down. When you bring in amateurs to run a professional game, you'll get an amateur result out it. For me, anyway, we don't promote the game right. We have a really biased press, in my view, where everything Celtic's good and Rangers bad, and people who deny that are totally wrong. Till you go to the television that covers sport, and the bias in that, and the poor amateur presenters and people that run the shows. It's every part of the game is really just amateur for me, and it's about time we sat down and rewrote the rule book and brought in some professionals to restructure the game.
No, as long as they're not from Scotland, they've got to be outside Scotland.
Please, some of the finest brains in the world in my own country, Bridge.
How can you make a comment like that, though, when you see the two guys that actually were running Scottish football, and one of them's still there, Doncaster? What about the other guy? He came for the cricket and rugby world.
Well, you know the connection there, didn't you?
Aye, I know that, but the what was all that about? You know, that was, to me, that was a nonsense.
It was a cabal, mate. It was a cabal.
Of course, it's a cabal, you know, and it's up to us to fight back. You know, we've had directors and a board in the past that is willing to fight back, but this one, the new, doesn't seem to be wanting to go right to the trenches, you know, for us now, and it's going to maybe have to take other organisations within Rangers, supporters groups, who's maybe going to have to go and take the fight to them, because we have got a big fight ahead of us, guys, and I'm going to use Oxyer's famous saying is follow the money. That's went awful quiet now. No. But what I'm saying is, what I'm talking about media wise, Oxyere. I mean, the events at the weekend, and we're not going to get political here, but the events at the weekend that because it most loyalists, right? I'll just use the word because that they decided they were going to protest. They were the bad ones, but the other ones got away with it because they were, So we need to take that fight to them, and we need to be ready to bear arms, as they say. Not to bear arms, as in but you know where I'm coming from. But it's a big fight ahead of us. I mean, I heard you saying about 2008. That was shocking when that happened, And we get no help from them whatsoever. But when they wanted help, they got it. The Japan thing was a fallacy as well. So, as a support, we all know what we want. And it's up to the board who are in charge of Rangers, Mr. King, Mr. Robertson, and any others there, with the Three Bears, etc. Whatever input they've got, they need to fight harder for us.
But it's at the time of fight, Jimmy. I mean, the board are trying to lift the club back to where it was. Do you think they've got enough problems in their hands try to do that at Ibrox without taking on the SFA at this particular time?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we've got a fight in the next 2, 3, 4 years. Come the end of this season, folks, we're all hoping and wishing that the 55 becomes real and it stops them doing what they're wanting today, right? And then we'll soon see if the proverbial hits the fan with them, because they'll not like that. That's for me when the fight will start, because they'll be at us at everything, And yeah, I agree with you. At the moment, it's hold our fire the new, keep it in the back burner. But come this end of the season, if we manage to do what we all hope we can do, then I think then that they will be at us. The cudgels will be against us. So we need to fight back. And we need to fight back strong, And we need a strong board to do that.
James, I mentioned 2008. Do you think that changed? Was the beginning of the sea change in the support?
2008 was a farce. I mean, well, you guys have been chatting away there. I was looking up our schedule compared to what Zenit had. So this is what the Russian Football Federation did for Zenit St. Petersburg. Okay, a member club going for a European trophy. They had 3 league matches postponed to give them 2 weeks off to prepare, and they travelled to AZ Alkmaar's ground for a special training camp to prepare for the game. Rangers, in comparison, played Motherwell at Ibrox, then hosted Dundee United on the following Saturday. So we had Motherwell in midweek, we had Dundee United on the Saturday, which was 4 days before a European final. We then came back for the European final to play Motherwell again on the Saturday, then played St Mirren 2 days later on a Monday evening, and then we finished the league season at Aberdeen, as we remember, on the Thursday, and then we played the Scottish Cup final 2 days later, and we scraped to that 3-2 against Queen of the South.
Yeah.
You compare those 2 scenarios. I mean, and don't get me started in this whole tour of China or tour of Japan that they were meant to be going on. I mean, I'm still waiting on them taking off to go on that bloody tour. I mean, that was just, it was once again, it was how dare Rangers, Rangers were going for a quadruple at that point. I mean, every chance that we could have done it, and nobody put their hand in it. I mean, can you imagine if that had been shooting another foot? Do you think they would have bent over backwards? You don't want to sound paranoid or, that kind of thing, but everything was done against us. They literally threw games at us. I mean, the time we got to that Scottish Cup final, yourself, we were running on absolute empty. We were 2-0 up. We came out at half time and make it back to 2-2. And you're sitting there going, and I was sitting right at the kind of barrier beside the Queen of the South fans, and it was interesting when it got back to 2-2. Tell you that much. Where's your Mike Deagle's got Rangers doing? I was like, oh, for Christ's sake, here we go. All the tutors are shouting abuse at us, but we scraped to that one. But no, it's farcical. I just think that there was absolutely no help given it. I think they took more joy in seeing us fail than actually try to help us. I don't know if that was the start of the ill feeling. It's just I think that it was just a kind of shining a light on just how amateurish. I think somebody used the term, you get amateurs running the game. I think that's what it was even back then. It was complete rank amateurs that just were bending over backwards to accommodate the wishes of a team who weren't in a European final. We can't extend the season because, Celtic have booked a tour of Japan, which they never went on. Nobody called them out on it. Nobody held them to task about it. They just basically let it go. They're going to just cancel your holidays this year. It's a bit different than that. The season was not extended through sporting integrity, and there's those two words again. So I'm still quite bitter about it. I just think there was no help given, but that's just the way it is for us. And JFK said it there. The fight is going to go, and whenever we eventually do win this title back, the proverbial is going to hit the fan, because it's something that I think nobody in Scottish football thought they would see. Was Rangers coming back and becoming champions again. And if people get upset at 10 or 15 people running onto a park to celebrate a last minute goal, then dear God, they better get ready for what happens whenever the goal that's scored that wins the league title back. There's not going to be a bit of grass left on the park.
All right, mate.
Yeah, so
everybody get themselves in mute. We'll have a tune for Fox.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, across the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes, and I've heard the forties roar. I've flied the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea, but never see back home in Scotland more than all the rest of me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my love. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my love. And it's part of the feeling that they are free. No more I'll sail the seven seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. At 3 o'clock each Saturday I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dogs. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dogs. And it's part of the feeling that we are free. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dogs. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my dogs. And it's part of the feeling that we are free. And it's part of the feeling that we are free.
I've sailed across the mighty clouds, and I've sailed. Do.
Well.
It's a blue.
You like that one, Bridge?
Blue. Oh yes, that's probably. It's turning out to be a very, very popular eyebrow. Not that it was ever unpopular. It's turning out to be people are looking forward to singing it at the start of the game. It's fantastic. Brilliant.
All right, so if people want to phone us and give their thoughts on what we're discussing this evening, what's the number, Fox?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
You can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online with the one and only Old School Blue. We'll bring you to the call. But forget about the rights and wrongs and the political side of the game. Why are we not producing players anymore? Stardog.
I think a big part to do with it, mate, is, I mean, I'll use Greg Docherty and Jake Hasty, for example. They were probably the best players in their clubs, Hamilton and Motherwell. Why? We go and buy these, it's not just Rangers, Celtic day to day, teams in England day. They buy these boys, I think, before they're actually ready to go into a bigger club or to play at a bigger club. I don't think boys are getting enough for grassroots. I don't think boys are getting enough. You know what I mean? Jake Hasty played good for 6 months last year and we signed him. I don't know. I think that's got a lot to do with it. I just think there's a lot of talent that doesn't get left where it is. I think there's a lot of talent that has to flourish and be left and things like that in the country, when about other clubs down south as well. I mean, there's more players in the Scottish Championship than there is up here half the time, it feels like. I don't know. We just don't seem to have any quality coming out of the country at all now. But I honestly do believe a big factor it is that bigger clubs see a young player that's doing well maybe for 3 or 4 months and they go and buy him and the boys in the reserves and things like that. And I just don't think any boys are getting any room to flourish or to grow in the game or to learn anything about the game. I've mentioned before about the Reserve League West. Barry Ferguson swore by that league. He was playing against guys that had played 200 and 300 games at the age of 15 and 16 when maybe they were coming back from injury and things like that. So it's just all things we could look at, mate, but it all comes for the top. And it's the guys in the suits that are ruining it for us, really, because it's the dirty business they're doing.
GFK, we're no getting players into the first team and ultimately international squads. We seem to do well with the Elcast Cup last year. It was fantastic. We all loved it. But ultimately, we only care about the first team.
We spoke about this a few weeks back, and I gave my feelings on it then. Success, Oxia. We crave instant success. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of bringing through young boys when we see some of the stars were brought through in years gone by. We don't have that luxury now that we can actually put these young boys in to try and give success that we crave, you know. And does it bode well for the future? No, it really doesn't, because I mean, we know what situation we're in here. We're talking about the 9 and then maybe getting the other one, but so we can't afford to have any young players. Are we bringing enough through? I don't think we are. I've said this before as well. I don't think there's players down there in the young teams, the development squad and things like that can actually say that they can command a team, a place in the first team squad. So I know the boy McPake was looking as if he could maybe do it, but he's away to Dundee now. And looks at McCrory and Docherty have been out, and young Hastie's down in Rotherham. So it's success we're looking for, instant success up here, and we're not going to get that with young boys. I know the famous saying by Alan Hansen, and it was a way back then, you know, I think it was him that said that, no, you don't win anything with young boys, no, apart from one club, they win with young boys right enough.
Definitely with the money side of things, Jimmy, innit?
Aye, it's all about instant success now, Stardog, and that's
it's a business now.
We crave that, and we'd all be the first ones shouting for the terraces, the seats where we sit, and if we were playing too many young boys, it wasn't getting us a result. So unfortunately, it's no coming to fruition for us at this moment.
A prime example, look what's happening at Chelsea this year, guys. You know, they're forced to play their young boys, and look at the points they're dropping. And they're good young boys have got, but they're just not ready for that step up.
Different level of fit, though. Definitely, I would say some of the young boys at Chelsea would probably hack at it in the Premiership up here. But we need.
That's what I'm saying, mate. I mean,
there you go, pal.
The boy Tam Abraham, I mean, he scores goals everywhere he goes, mate. And he's scoring with Chelsea, but I mean, there's a lot of young boys in that team about him, and you can tell as good as they were for maybe Derby in that last year, it's just that extra step up. And I think we fall into the same kind of hang up here. Obviously, totally different style of football and things like that. They're better players doing there and things like that. But I think it's similar to that up here, mate. I think we got a lot of players too young and they're just not ready, like you're saying, JFK. We just can't afford to use them.
There was a BBC programme on, we're talking about them again, many years ago. You probably wouldn't remember that, Stardog, but I think most of the guys in my generation, it was a 6-part programme about Rangers. Now, Fox, you maybe be able to help me on this. I can't remember the actual name of the programme. But we had all a lot of young players that were all there that came through.
Chris Buck was the star.
Chris Buck was the one.
Blue
What was the name
Heaven.
of that
Blue Heaven.
programme?
My pal was on it. Blue Heaven.
Was it Blue Heaven?
It was
Anyway.
Blue Heaven, mate. I used to watch
I'm
when I was a
actually
wee guy.
surprised. I'm actually surprised you've got a pal. But anyway, our youth policy, we've been joined this Albert.
How you doing, guys? Hi, Albert.
Albert.
How you doing, Bridge? Hey, mate.
Now, everybody get yourself in mute. I want to hear this.
Right, I'm away. See, I was listening to you there all night, and with this team that play in the north of Britain. I'll never support them. I'm done with that. I'm just it's not happening. I'm not even calling them their name anymore. It's just done. I was flicking back between the Northern Ireland game and their game last night, which I don't normally do. I don't normally watch them at all. But they just got a total and utter football lesson last night. An absolute football lesson. And you're looking at it and going, there isn't one player in that team that's actual international class. Not one of them. And the reason we don't bring boys through is because we're rank rotten at football, guys. We're just stinking at it. And we have been for 150 years. We've learnt nothing. We go nowhere, and we never will go anywhere. We've got a small gene pool of 5 million to 6 million people. What do we do? If you don't know somebody in the game, you don't get into the game. We can't afford to do that. We've got to give everybody a chance if you want to develop players. But we don't. It's all those and such as those that get into the game, actually. So, and then Stardug's right. The suits, them up there, they corrupt mafioso trumpets up there. Nah. I'm done with it. I'm really done with it, guys. I can't stand it. So, the team that play in the north of Britain is done for me. Never will I support them again.
Oh, did you in the past? And in the past, Albert, did you?
Sorta. I must admit, I did sorta, but know what happened to us, know what they done to us. And the reason the Rangers, the reason the Ibrox is full, it's a different passion now that we've got for Rangers. We nearly lost our club. That's the passion we've got now. We've seen what we've done. And what happened for 2012 is the hatred for Rangers has came to the surface. We always thought it was underlying, but it's actually there, straight in our face now. We see it now. They're no hiding it anymore. They tell you straight. They hate you. Aye. They call us Huns. They call us all that. That's why we're all there now. And we'll never leave now. They want a battle, we'll give them a battle. I'm filing in right behind JFK. I'm right behind. I've got JFK's back. I'm right in behind them.
That's a big back to cover. You go, Stardug.
Do you know what the deal is with Croatia? Obviously, I mean, they've not got a large population either, but do they not have set rules in the Croatian league that you've got to play a certain amount of games or be the age of 21 before Andy for Europe can actually come in and buy you? Is there no something in the Croatian league like that? Because I remember Luka Modric done a thing there, and he was talking about, for your 16 to your 21, if you're a good player, the best team in Croatia will buy you, you're playing at the top of the league, but all that you'll play in Croatia, you're playing all these games between the age of 16 and 21, and then if you're good enough and you've got so many appearances on your belt, a club for Europe can then come in and buy you. Is that right enough?
I'm not aware of that, Stardug, but I'm not saying you're not right, mate.
Stardug, see they held the players. See they held the players up here at their 21. That's a form of child abuse. Holding MD in Scotland at their 21. The first opportunity you get to go out of Scotland, these young boys should just get out right away. Go and get a career somewhere else.
I understand that, mate. But for the football sense of view, I'm sure the Croatians have got something in place that you've got to have a certain amount of games under your belt in the Croatian league, and you've got to be 21. I don't know. I've definitely 100,000,000% heard that before. I'm sure it was for Luka Modric. I was listening to something he was talking about once, and they're talking about, that's why Croatians are good at football, because for the age of 16 and 21, they're getting constant game time under their belts, and that's something that people in Britain in general, young boys in Britain in general, don't really get. Never mind just up here.
But there was a great thing last night said, and I watched it. Chris Boyd on the debate, and he hit it right in the head. Nail in the head. I mean, there's nowhere for anybody to play football now, and I can vouch for that. When I stay in Knightswood, it's now a BMX park, and the ash parks that were there are now used for the landscape. Glasgow City Council dumped their big skips there. And the only football parks is at Temple, which is only 2 and there's various others scattered about the West End of Glasgow. We used to have Blair Dardy football pitches. So the kids aren't getting a chance to enhance their skills. I know there's other avenues that they get into with the Xbox and the PlayStation and all that and the social media. But unlike people like myself, and I was 24/7 playing football in the streets, the Tanner Ball football as it was called then, and I enjoyed that.
There was no motors then.
And that's what I was going to say. I'm singing off the same hymn sheet there, Roger. There was no motors, but nowadays it's that congested. You're looking for somewhere now for an hour. At Scots and Showgrounds on a rubbish astroturf, it's 25 quid for an hour. For kids. Whereas the old 50 pitches no longer there now in places like that where you could just walk on with your ball with your pals and have a 5, 10 a side or whatever, 11 a side. So the government's phone with this. They should be doing something there. So youth.
But Jimmy, usually throw jerseys down the spare bit of ground and have a game of football. You don't see any of that now.
No.
The reason you don't see it is that the Waynes have not got the desire to go and play football anymore. It's not there. It's just
They're
not there.
interested in Fortnite and Xboxes, isn't they now? More interested in internet and things like that. Because
you'll know that. You'll know that's the Waynes.
Aye, mate, that's what I'm saying. I've got Waynes, and honestly, I'm constantly telling Connor the first thing he does every day when he comes in for school is fling the jacket down on the deck, go straight into the room, and put the telly on.
What's the Wayne
That's what he does.
And he's not alone.
And that's what I'm saying, mate. I think modern day society's got a lot to answer for and all, mate, with iPads and Xboxes and things like that and all. I mean, there's just so many things to keep folk inside now, mate. It's actually unbelievable.
They've got iPads and they've got Xboxes and they've got these things in Croatia, mate.
And Holland.
I understand that, mate, but culture here's just different, isn't it? It really is. Like,
but look at down in England, by the way. What did they do there now? Is see, like say the boys, lasses, they get a chance to play whatever sport they want. Now they don't make it within that sport, and the coaches and people that are training them see something. They let them try something else and something else. That's why the cyclists down there were winning gold medals at Olympics. Some of these cyclists weren't cyclists. They were swimmers or high jumpers or whatever they were, but they get a chance to develop their actual natural athletic skill, but they've just picked the wrong thing. It doesn't suit them, but something else. Up here we don't get that. Walk into a football club now up here, man, if you're no 6'6", you're crap.
But the Glasgow City Council, right, the thing is, I mean, up the road for where I'm is the Donald Dewar Centre, and I've got 4 AstroTurf pitches. Well, they're not actually AstroTurf, they're absolute rubbish. But I've got 3 other grass pitches. But see, come the summer, Albert, the gates are locked, mate. The goalposts are taken down. And that's Glasgow City Council's policy. They do that all year. What good is that? And as you say, I mean, what do you need to do? If you go into White Inch Park and throw down your jersey and start playing football, people don't want you doing that now.
When I was a boy, and they look in the world would have kept us out if we wanted a game of football. I'm telling you that right now.
No, I know that, but
it wasn't invented.
Fox was the same. There wasn't a chastity belt he couldn't pick.
Seeing the town Amphi, there was a lot done with football and things like that during the summers, but honestly, guys, I'll tell you, that died with Johnny Hubbard, because Johnny Hubbard was the only guy that kept football going in this town for young boys, mate. He did it for years at Dam Park. He did a summer camp every summer holidays at the shoot soccer, and honestly, there's been nothing like that for he went, mate. So Johnny Hubbard was the only really guy that kept football going in this town, to be honest with you, with young Waynes and things like that. He's the only guy that was willing to try and get boys back into football and get his parts to play in and things like that. And that all died with him, mate, unfortunately.
Well, you don't need to go too far away from Ibrox. When Rangers were trying to take over that, possibly rent out that the pitches across with Ibrox for the youngsters before the games.
Yeah,
they said no, you're not getting it. They said no, you can't rent it. Yeah. So I mean, it's just crazy. The whole thing's just it was going to be a fan zone before the games, and the Glasgow District Council said no. And obviously, there's politics involved in it.
You got to remember, I know. You got to remember, I know. I mean, I'm not being funny here, but the child abuse that went on in football, especially up in Scotland, a lot of parents are wary about letting their kids go and join football clubs. And really, they must be.
Right.
It's not right, by the way, because the authorities have been seen to do nothing, and I mean nothing about this. So you've got to take that into consideration whether you want to or no. It's a fact of life.
And you come, James. Use some of your views on what all there's been said.
Just that about why we're not producing any players. Just get back to your original point. Aye. Where do you start? I think you guys have covered a lot. I mean, the reserve league, I think is like the first one. The lack of any kind of cult teams. Being able to put your young boys into competitive games against guys that have played X amount of games at a higher level, and you're playing against men as opposed to other wee boys, so you can test yourself and see how much more you need to improve and advance. Too much too soon, I think. Again, another point he's made there. If you've young boys that are, guys like Hasty, you were mentioning, Docherty for Hamilton, we're taking the old firm in general are taking these boys maybe too early. I've always said that when I've always signed Hasty, we should have loaned them straight back. But then that kind of leads back out of that animosity point. The abuse that Jake Hasty got for leaving for Rangers, how dare he, that had we loaned them back, he would probably have been resented, even though it was doing Motherwell a favour, giving them a decent player back. So, again, the modern game, there's no time in the modern game. Somebody says it's a business now. Even the biggest name managers in the world don't get time anymore. You know what I mean? It's, you look at guys doing so. How many managers have Man U went through since Ferguson left? All big name managers, they're under pressure straight away. So if guys like Van Gaal and even Jose Mourinho can be under pressure for those 11 results with their past, young boys can down there and play the game.
They're getting a couple of $100 million to spend, mate.
Aye, exactly. So
we could be doing something like that.
Aye,
I think it's all to do with the culture. I know.
Aye.
See, James, I mean, Oxshire and me were on the 108 BB. I played in the Saturday morning league for the 108 BB, and I played for Chelsea Boys Club in the Saturday afternoon. Then I played for Blair Dardy on the Sunday, and I done that for years. You never hear of people, boys or lassies, going out and playing. They're lucky if they play one game a week, because there's no the facilities there, James. There's no the facilities. It's absolutely scandalous.
I used to be up White Inch Park every Sunday at lunchtime. I'd be up there with my pals, and you get a game of we would call doublies. I was the goalie. The goalie turns your back, and it was basically called out numbers 1 and 5.
Is that because you couldn't play, James?
I was shite, mate. I'll be brutally honest. I get.
James, were you Partick by any chance?
What's that?
Were you Partick?
Matthew Partick?
Aye.
No.
You can't
just when you said you were shite at football,
Well, too much in language, you would need to put you off.
Oh, hey.
But no, I used to go up there. We'd meet your pals up there about 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and you would do your numbers and pick teams, and you would literally play until like dinner time. You'd run back up the road, get something to eat, and you'd meet back up again, and you'd play till the sun went down, and you'd get home and you were absolutely mock it. Wake up in the morning, going to school or wherever you were going, college, whatever you were going to, you're still playing in your late teens. You know what I mean? And you might be in agony. I've played about 8 hours of football. It's brilliant, man. But it's just nobody does that anymore. It's true. I mean, JFK mentioned culture there, right? It's like nowadays, I think you look at the money that Wayne's, and I mean Wayne's like early to mid-teens can make online being a streamer. See, being a gaming streamer, if you can make that and get all your subscribers up and, get endorsement and get sponsorship. There's people making millions playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? If that lure is there for you to sit on your arse and get good at pressing buttons with your thumbs, looking at a telly, then what chance have you got with football whenever all the facilities you need to potentially become an online superstar, is right in your own living room or your own bedroom? Why are you going to bother trying to climb a... I mean, you mentioned Scotstoun Showgrounds earlier. I remember whenever the Showgrounds was turned into Scotstoun Leisure Centre and they built the big 11-a-side park that's also 7-a-side parks if you go, across the way. And I remember whenever it opened, they actually patrolled it. I see that is no word of a lie. They patrolled it with guardmen, with Alsatians on quick release levers, leashes. Right? I kid you not. That's the truth, because me and my mates climbed the fence to get in. We went along the nature walk behind the leisure centre at the side of the Clydeside Expressway. We climbed the fence, and this big burly bastard, comes along. He's like, right, boys, get off. And we're kicking the ball in the net. No, this is brilliant, man. These brand new facilities, that's a tough pit. Look at the lovely new goals in the nets. This is brilliant. This is much better than that big muddy field that we used to have in the middle there. And no, sure enough, guy just pressed the lever. This quick release leash, Alsatian, like a shot right across. Oh, you bugger, you. Up the fence we went again. So even back then, and I can't remember, this is like the mid-early 90s you're talking about, that they'd done that conversion. And even back then, they were building facilities, but they were wanting stupid money, and they were chasing boys off of what used to be a field where you could use like an Ash Park, where you could go in and play for hee-haw. So that's what you're up against back then. You now combine all the trappings of life with iPads, gaming consoles. You're on the plums. You really are. Football is facing an uphill battle. It really is.
Was the thing about football where it was a cheap game?
That was it. So I chipped in for a ball.
Yep.
I mean, that was it. And you just went and played football any spare bit of ground. Jerseys doing, goals made. Let's go in there.
You buy gloves. You didn't need to buy gloves, wasn't it? It was expensive for the goalkeeper.
Gloves
your mod's Marigold's done that. Yeah, you had the Marigold's one.
She used to steal my dad's socks. That was my goalie gloves.
Marigolds.
Aye.
Well, you must have played boys football, Marigold.
That was the last pick. The last pick for in goals. You're the goalie, getting the goals. Remember that?
We had a team in the amateur league, mate, so we did, and it cost us nearly £70 a week to play. That's how our team ended up folding, because we just couldn't do it. You had to pay the pitch, you had to pay the referee, and then you've got your scran and that after it at the pub. It was costing us as a club £70 a week just to play a game of football, mate, and we couldn't do it. So my team had to fold because of that.
Yeah, but that's if you're playing league football, that'll happen. When you're playing league football, that'll happen. There is expenses involved in league football, 100%.
See, I
just think there's more that folk could do.
I had my two boys. My two boys gave up playing football because of the cost and things like that. And so I get my two boys into rugby, and we started a rugby club in Drumchapel, and that was more organised than the football thing, and they really enjoyed that. So that just shows you, the kids had to go to another sport to go and enjoy what they were doing, because football was too costly. Back to the Scotland thing, my memories of Scotland showgrounds, and I don't know if Oxford ever played in it, but when I played for Hamilton Crescent, the old Hammy boys, I was a wee right winger, and we used to play the tournament there, and I remember we played in the final against Victoria Drive. We beat them 3-1 in the final. I scored a goal that day, and Archie McPherson presented the trophy, and that was in the stadium. But that's my claim to fame. That was my biggest claim to fame as a football.
That was Scotland Showgrounds, was Highland and Victoria Drive and St Tamsheim Parks, mate.
That's right. Aye. The tournament was ourselves, Highland, Victoria Drive, St Tams. It was an 8-team tournament. Woodside, I can't remember the name of the other. There was a couple, one for Edinburgh and one for Aberdeen. But we won it one year, and we won it 3-1. It was against Victoria Drive. So when the team deemed them the exhibition part, wasn't it?
I had a big part in the middle. When they played the rugby.
Did you get beat with Kingsridge?
They weren't invited, mate. It was all good.
They weren't invited. We didn't invite tramps in.
Oh, that's
mind that big main stand of Victoria at the Scotland Showgrounds.
Aye.
It's like the Scotland Stadium now, but I used to hate the changing rooms, and they were always flooded. You had to get changed with your feet hovering above the bloody flare, because they were always flooded. It was a nightmare.
Hey, it wasn't always water, James.
Well,
right, James, it wasn't always, I tell you, tiptoe through the tulips, not it was not.
Are we wasting our time, Albert?
Aye, definitely. We're pushing against it on, basically, guys. Come on, it's never going to change. And you've got guys, and it's been said earlier on, self-interest, haters of Rangers, just haters. I mean, we hate ourselves to death. It's never going to change. We're never going to develop this this so-called nation, which it's no, but into anything worthwhile. I mean, the 150 year of playing football, we've produced one, what I call, no, that's up for debate, but I call it, we've produced one world-class player, Jim Baxter, in 150 year of trying.
Fox.
I can't argue with that.
No, David Cooper, no.
No, it was the world class.
I don't know what the boys are saying it can't be fixed for. I think we've restructured our own youth department there the last few years. We now run soccer schools for kids. Is that the right way to go forward? If there's nothing else out there for the kids, the soccer schools are quite well attended as far as I know.
Can I say one thing that annoys me whenever I watch Wayne's training with football? I don't know if this is what they do abroad, right? But why do we give Wayne's a size 5 football? This always baffles me.
You don't.
See boys running about.
You don't.
With a
You're
ball.
up to 8, you're size 3, 40, 11, you're size 4.
Aye, you're meant to be better team. There's a place to line for me, a community centre in Rutherglen, and they're doing football training, and it's like you look at wee boys running about, and they've got boys that are up past us, and the footballers are past their knees. You know, keep the boy a ball in proportion.
It's absolutely true, by the way. It's absolutely true.
You know, give the boy a ball in proportion with his body, so that he controls that, and then as he goes, he give him a bigger ball, and then the skill transfers because he's got the muscle memory for using the right size and proportion to his body. I'm like, geez, what are we doing? It's that mentality, right? You own that part there. There's a ball. Poof, go and do something with it. You know, it's like, come on.
It works both ways. I mean, Albert used to play football. Then he played bowls. He now plays snooker. The older he's got, the smaller his balls have got.
Can I come in there, Rox?
On you go, Bridge.
I was just going to say what Foxy was saying is true. You get clubs. I'll speak about our own club, and they're doing these soccer schools, and they're big hits, and the kids love it, and it's something to do, blah blah blah. But you're not going to find the councils backing them by any stretch of the imagination. Nothing. So that's going to well be paid for by the club. I would assume that the club's paying everything, and it's brilliant. Well done to the clubs, but the councils need to do the same things. The guys have spoke about it. They've shut down the pitches, shut down the parks, converted the parks for housing, you name it. They've done all these things. The famous 50 pitches in Cardonal, gone. I don't even know if they're all gone. There might be one left. But these things were the lifeblood of football. And I don't know if
have been away for a long time.
I don't know if they've left one pitcher in. I don't know. But I know it was gone. Played on it many times.
They're all gone. They're all gone. That's Drummoyne, by the way. That's no Cardonal, that's Drummoyne.
Well, it was called 50 pitches in Cardonal. That's what it was called when we were young. Aye. So just to say to you, if you think of all these things, you guys were speaking about it earlier, and, it's tragic. It's absolutely tragic that there's nothing for the kids to do. And they come home and they're wherever they're living, there might be a park next to them. But they have got other forms of entertainment. And unfortunately, we're not doing very much to sponsor them in any way, shape or form, to play outside. Now, that might happen through the schools now in the next couple of years. They might change all that because of obesity and all that nonsense.
Can I come in there, Roxy? Bridgeman, I totally disagree with you there, mate. Like, as a father, right, trying to get my boys to go and play football was no problem. It was the facilities, mate.
That's what I was speaking about.
Aye, but we've all tried, as I say, and I ended up having to. My boys wanted to play a sport, and they loved their football. Graham was not a bad goalkeeper. My oldest boy was not a bad centre half. You all met Big Graham. He's 6'7" nearly, so he became a basketball player, and so did Mark. Right, but going to some of the places the facilities were absolute rubbish. What James said there about Scots and Showgrounds means there's some facilities even 7-8 years ago were still the same as Scots and Showgrounds.
Just dreadful.
The water, and if I'm being polite when I say that it's water, it wasn't the water. And it was absolutely disgusting. And I'm taking my boys to play for their team. And my youngest Graham played for a team called Blair Thistle, who are still going. a couple of their teams disbanded if they Blairdardy, right? And some of the facilities we were going to with the boys, we went to one place one time, and the changing room was in a skip. And I kid you not, it was a skip. Yeah. That's where these doors were opened at the side of the park, and it was a skip. I thought that's where they kept the goal nets and all that, but that was for the changing room. There was no shower facilities, or nothing. So, you know, we're kidding ourselves on. I mean, as parents, me especially, I tried my best to get my boys to go and play football, and they did to a certain level till they get fed up with it. I wanted them to take some sort of sport, and thankfully I got them into rugby and basketball. So I felt I done my part. Okay, they're 22 and 25 now, and they're still into PlayStation and Xbox, but Graham still goes out to Tory Glen and plays football a couple of times a week. Mark plays basketball, things like that. So they're still active, but there's a lot of boys and lasses out there who are not getting any chance to go and enhance their skills.
Absolutely, but absolutely. Can I just say, Jimmy, Stevie Scotty's just put something in the lobby there, and he's saying that his kid goes up to the Hummel training centre, and it costs him something like £55 a month, right? That's everything, taking everything into account. So 50 quid for his fees for the team, and he plays for plus travelling, plus food and drink, petrol. Well, he says he's out about 170 to 180 a month, and that's with the Rangers. So there will be subsidy in there by the Rangers, but it's still costly, very costly.
Yeah, it's very, very costly, you know.
So you can just imagine the councils up and down the length and breadth of the country, they're not subsidising it, virtually nothing. There's virtually nothing for the kids. So it's all got to be paid. I would imagine it's all got to be paid quite heavily as well. I don't know how much it costs your boys at Tory Glen. How much does it cost them there? You know?
Well, they just go there, and I think it's 2.11 a size part, and they split it into like 4 or 5 a side. So obviously there's 10 of them. So I think they'll chip in £6 each.
There you go. So
it's 60 quid for the hour.
Yeah.
So that's Glasgow City Council. That's what they do, you know. And Scottish and Showgrounds is no much better. And it's a tragedy that's happening. I mean, I'm not saying Rangers should open their gates and let everybody in for pennies and that, but Glasgow City Council should be doing it, you know. And not just Glasgow City Council, all over Scotland should be opening their doors.
It's not just a Scottish problem with facilities. I would take Albury up the English of it's not any better down here, mate. With facilities, mate, particularly in the inner cities.
What the English have done, it's what the English have done. You've got to take your hat off to what they've done. I don't particularly like the Premier League. I think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to football. But they've built a multi-billion-pound Premier League.
But none of the money comes down, mate. None of the money comes down.
But the second league, Ox, is something like the 4th biggest league in the world. Right, now, you're right, many of the league comes round, but they still built a facility, was it, I can't remember what you call it, that's at Georgetown or whatever you call it. Right, it's a facility for excellence. You look at the national team, so it's working, whatever they're doing, it's working to a certain level. It doesn't get right down to grassroots levels, which it should do with the amount of money down there. But up here, the responsibility to grow the game lies with the SFA. It doesn't lie with councils. It's the SFA that should be growing the game, and the chief executives of all these clubs. But they're all self-preservation. They're all interested in their own thing. They're not interested in building or growing the game. We've had 150 years at this. I want to see the East Fife game. We played the East Fife game there. I'm looking at that and going, 150 years, and that's what we've got. A park with one stand, and we're practically playing out in the North Sea. Mm-hmm. It's madness. It's absolute madness. So you sit and go, to answer Fox's question, I think it's getting better. It's not getting better at all. I see all these arguments and all these restructurings. They've been happening for the last 50, 60, 100 years. And nothing's one inch forward. It's just the same old crap. And it will remain that way till somebody with some vision gets in the right position and starts take control and take this forward. That's my I know it's a bit pessimistic and a bit down in the dumps, but you've got to be realistic before you can move a step forward. You've got to face up to reality.
Well said, Albert. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been joined with Smurf. If he mentions any exams or health and safety courses, we'll draft one, but we'll help him join this club.
I'm just taking a break for it.
I wish you'd give us all a break for it.
Oh, aye. No bother. No bother. How you doing anyway? You alright?
How are you, pal?
I'm doing okay. I mean, well, aye, brilliant. Really well.
You were going to say it there, weren't you? You were going to say
I was, aye.
I was just waiting him coming in with it.
I know, he was just trying to hook me in there. Just trying to get me.
Don't worry. Oxtail will pull you in just in a wee minute, pal, that's for sure.
Aye. Now, just listen to what you're saying there, boys, and you know, just what your man was just saying about there's no, you know, say everything it should sit with the SFA, it's their responsibility and that. I mean, they had to tap money to buy Hampden.
I don't think they own Hampden, do they? I think is it hockey or somebody like that.
Yeah, him and that guy used to own the Hibs, wasn't it?
I said he had a didn't he?
I think he bought it for £1 million or something like that. Wow.
6 million it paid for it. 5, 6 million. Aye.
Wow.
And you know, in that place, that St George's Park or whatever, I mean, that was 100 odd million. That's not even fully developed yet. They're building hotels and everything there.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, they'll use them. They'll use them because there must be some turnaround, you know, in these places. You know, the youngsters come with their parents and so on and so forth. Fantastic.
Aye, I don't know how we don't. There was never any facilities years ago. We produced great players.
Yeah,
you know, all be world class, but we had our fair share of decent players. You know, our kids been overcoached. Was there lack of interest in football? I don't know.
Well, I think somebody said it a long time ago, maybe about 10 years ago, they said there's an awful lot of other things in the marketplace for kids to get food, get enjoyment out of, you know. And that's the truth. And outdoor facilities, or outdoor activities rather, kind of fell away for a wee while. I don't know if it's come back properly or not. You know, you see
I think one of the things we need to do, is try and recognise what type of football we want to play. We want to play nice, technical, attractive football, or do we want to carry on what we're doing now with these hammer throwers? I mean, Ian Durant got injured and the sympathy went to Simpson, the guy that done it. I mean, it was madness. You're sitting going, there's one of the brightest talents in Scottish football coming through. He gets nailed with that Simpson. Is it Simpson? And the next day it was, oh, poor Simpson. Everybody's picking on to it. Poor Simpson should be kicked out the game for what he done. He gets applauded as a hard player. Aye, but this is what you're talking about in Scotland. That's the mentality up in Scotland. The hammer throwers and the shaved apes get all the applause. Kilmarnock last season under that idiot Clark. Oh, what a team, well organised. Absolutely tragic to watch. But this is the mentality we've got up here. If we truly want to change this game and we really want to restructure it, we really need to think of a football identity. Brazil's got a football, it used to have a football identity. Argentina, France, Portugal, all the big teams, Germany, Italy, they've all got a football identity with the type of football they play. It's theirs. We've no got one. We try to copy everybody. We can't turn. Our football identity used to be the wee winger, the Tanner ball player. Look at that Kosovo the night playing England. They were magic. It was absolutely magic to watch. They were brilliant on the ball. I'm going, that's what you're looking for. Okay, you're going to get beat. But get beat with a bit of style. Get down fighting with a bit of football. We don't want to do that. We just want to play the same old crap, regurgitate it decade after decade, and then sit and talk about it. And that's all we ever do is talk about it. It's time the SFA, people with vision, get in the right places to try and drag us out of this mire we're in.
I don't think that's ever going to happen with the SFA.
I don't think so myself, mate.
I think you're going to have to get some form of...
That was some rant, by the way.
It wasn't. He's done well tonight, by the way. He's done well.
Oh, it was superb. But Smurfy...
Passionate.
It's hard to argue. It's really hard to argue.
I mean,
the man tells the truth.
Lord, what the boys saying that our youth programme isn't worth a thing. Is that what they're saying?
We just beat Croatia 2-1 today away from home. Scotland's under 21s.
Do we know they all right? And that's what they were saying at the Hummel as well. That we do all right to a point, and then we don't kick on, and that's why they're sort of getting these games against European competition. You know, an alternative rather than the league format that they played in last season. They're reverting to the format they had the year before, where they go and play the top sides in Europe at that age level to try and challenge the players to develop them further.
Yeah, we've been joined by a caller. I think it's James from Tennessee. I think it is. I'm not sure.
Hi.
Hi, it is.
Hello,
Our
guys.
coach. How are you doing, mate?
Good, yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to make a point. You were talking about football in general in Scotland. I lived in England for 12 years, and every local village actually had a football field, like Exton Villa, Charnock Richard, down in near Chorley, and that they had schools football, and every school. My son's school, he was the best player in the whole school. My son, he got a college scholarship here. They had an AstroTurf. And that's the problem. There's not enough money put into schools football up there. And the thing is, what we should do is, Sky doesn't give us a lot of money. I would actually urge the viewers to drop them. But over in America, people didn't buy meat because the price went up. And we're not getting a fair deal with them. It will never, ever change. Like down there, they've got plenty of fields, plenty of competitions. They're getting backed by the government. We don't get backed, and we'll always be left behind. I'm just going to referee a game here in America, and the facilities are fantastic. Fantastic. The schools have facilities you couldn't believe. And I get £60 for refereeing a game for an hour. And now I'm going to referee a game, £60. And that's the big problem. Until we attack Sky, you should give us a lot more money. We're accepting ludicrous payments. I would form our own company and bump them, get rid of them, and say to the government, come on, give us the money for the schools that they're getting in England. It's not fair, and we're never going to change.
Totally agree.
Yeah, that's a politics debate. I'm sure if we can open that up one night, but £60, if I can get you expenses all there, will you do again next Tuesday?
I'll be there, mate.
And by the way,
can I find a Rangers question back in here to finish off?
On you go, James.
Because a few folk in the lobby are saying, can we talk about Rangers, please? So, I don't know if you spoke about it for the first 20 minutes before I phoned in. What's your take on Marquisio if it happens? Apparently, Monaco don't want him.
I just see it as total clickbait at the moment. I don't see anything at the club or anything that suggests it could be a goer. But that's only my view.
It's no going away though. Usually these things kind of fade. I think CJ Noble.
I don't want him, mate.
That's what I was just asking. Do you think? Well, the thing is, if you think about it, if Davis plays most weeks, then you get Marquisio in there. I'm not saying that you guys are too old, but you like a wee bit of kind of, a bit of dynamic kind of youth in your midfield, a bit of drive. Guys like Davis and Marquisio, as good as they are, they're the kind of more, you call them the Rolls Royce players, are more the kind of the engine that keeps things ticking over. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting to see that, it just will only go away. It just, again, as I said, CJ Noble said that as well in his latest video. Usually these wee kind of rumours for clickbait, they come up, they last for about 48 hours and then they just disappear because they were crap. But this one just doesn't seem to want to go away. And I don't know if it's because it's international break and maybe because, we're at board, it's a slow news week, so let's just keep chucking the same crap out there all the time. But, I think he only played 15 games or something in the league for Zenit last year. Bad knee injury.
I think it's fair to say, James, he's not impressed for left Juve, mate. He's not really done much, if no anything, for left Juve. I don't want the guy coming here, mate. I really don't want it. I think he'll disrupt our team, if anything. Because if a guy like that's coming here, he's going to have to be on top candy, and that means he's going to have to play. I just don't think it's the right move for the club, mate.
I'll put you to my Twitter expert, Fox.
Twitter expert. That's a new one. I don't know, mate. It's one of the things, like the Ryan Kent thing wouldn't go away, and eventually we got him at the death. I don't know, there could be something in it when the press keep mentioning it. That's, would I take him? If Steven Gerrard thinks he's good enough to come, I would take him, aye.
There we go. That's your question, James.
I just thought I'd put it out there.
Aye.
I see the Malcolm there in the chat was saying, can we talk about Rangers, please? So I thought I would just fire a wee Rangers-related question out there for them just to...
No, it's easy for them in the lobby. If they want to ask a question, the number is...
Get the phone. The number is 0141 356 1972.
Or do you want to see that Skype at rangersradio.online? Simple, James. Don't perform like a dancing monkey for them in there. You know, people come on here to get away from all sorts. Is that right, Smurf?
I want to know.
How much truth ought share in the rumour, in the story that he's had a transfer offer from us? Does anybody know if that's a story?
I just still see it as clickbait, mate, on one of these sites.
I'm the same as well, mate. That's what I was asking. I did see it pop up yesterday and this morning again that that Rangers had allegedly made some sort of offer to him. But he's a 33 going on 34-year-old midfielder and that, and he's had a few injuries. For me, it's not like bringing Davy Weir in, who was a great player for us, but I just can't see it.
All I'd say to that is remember Crancher.
Aye.
I know what you're saying, but for me, fantastic player that he was, but he's in the last 3-4 seasons, he's had a few bad injuries and that, and he's been in and out. So time will tell. We need to wait and see it, mate. It needs to be another striker needs to come in.
I think we've got more pressing issues. We've got the left full-back slot. We maybe need another 10 and a striker as well. You know, there's...
How many players do we want, Pat?
There's a lot of players that need to go that are not just on the up yet. A hell of a lot of players. And to be fair, Gerrard's brought in, him and Mark Allen, guys that have been, great success. They've brought in guys as well that are, Polston, that to me, I don't even see the point in them. Honestly.
I think we're building a dance troupe.
Guys, it's wheat and chaff. Come on. I said this last night. We need to bring in some players to see if they can fit into us. So you've got to get through a certain amount of players and to see who fits in. So we need to sort out the wheat for the chaff and see if these players are worth a go further down. We're still to see Edmondson and Polster getting a run in the team, as we have to see a Hollander. I know he costs a lot of money.
How are you pronouncing Edmondson?
And King.
Edmondson. I heard somebody say that.
How are you pronouncing it?
Edmondson.
Giorgio Jorge Edmondson.
I like that.
A star dog, you're a star right enough.
I took his value up 10 million quid right away because of his new exotic sounding name.
Yep. Jorge Edmondson.
Jorge. Barcelona.
Jorge, are you coming out to play footy?
Jorge. Oh, I'm on the Xbox.
A good one.
Big Jorge.
Aye, we'll see what it takes. I think James is right, and Smurf, we need to get rid of some bodies as well, but
aye, definitely.
Just in the lobby, Stevie Scotty, Marquisio is signing this week. Got it on good authority. Told you all before that player signing.
You're a full quiet, mate.
I'm just saying the lobby, Stevie Scotty 19 he says Marquisio is signing this week. Got it on good authority. Told you all before about players signing. This one's 100%.
So we'll
see.
Share
with Scotty.
Time will tell. But no for me. No for me. I think there's more priorities than that. And as you were saying there, obviously you're about getting rid of players and that, but I think there's no avenue now to get rid of any players.
No.
Unless you terminate the contract with mutual consent, but there's no way they can get.
We've got the guys in the last years that are contract, aren't they?
I know, but I'd like to see some go the new, but that's not going to happen because I still say that we still need another striker, and we do need a recognised left back, unless Barisic is, he played for Croatia the other night there again, didn't he? So,
the guys that are in our squad that can't get games for us and stuff, they're not even championship players. So nobody's going to pay transfer fees for them. When I'm talking about English championship players, they're not even that level. So I think, you've just got to pay them out or wait their contract expires and move them on. And that's why I understand when people say, you've got to go through, make these speculative signings, sort the wheat for the chaff.
Aye.
But if it doesn't work, you're stuck. You're never ever selling them. You're never selling them in 10 years. Right. So what you're doing is you're sitting there
doing your negotiation. I think whoever's doing your negotiation at Ibrox is dyslexic. We keep paying players to get rid of them. We should be charging for other clubs to take them.
That just happened.
I think the greatest of respect, but if you think back, who gave Halliday and Holt 4-year contracts with our club? What was that based on?
I know.
That was based on the finance that available at the time, wasn't it? That is the best we can get.
Gave them 4 years.
I think we're paying for it now, aren't we? Because quite a lot of boys were on that. So I don't think, come the end of this season, I think the end of this season will be a watershed for a whole load of boys. If we don't release them.
You see a lot of these boys playing under 19s football and that, all the youngsters that are coming through, this one's touting for big things, that one's, and they must be sick when you see guys that have got experience, maybe they're experienced pros, squad players, jersey fillers, but they maybe don't have ability, these guys, and these guys can't get the experience because they've got experienced players in front of them that they can't get ready.
Well, I think the boys that we've got and under contract, and they're quite long, as Oxia said, they were 4-year contracts, and they were quite good contracts. So there's nobody, certainly not in Scotland, there's nobody in Scotland going to match that contract.
100%.
You wait to see the players we get next season when we're in the Champions League.
Go on yourself, Jimmy boy.
On that note, we've reached that time of the evening, and it's over to you, Bridge.
Oh, no again. Wow, what a night. Marvellous evening. Loved it. Great stuff, great banter, great discussions, great topic, the Glasgow Rangers. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particular Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, 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 keep it going for the Rangers and ramp it up for the weekend. Keep it going. We need it.
You're here. Thanks everybody for joining us in the panel. Thanks everybody for taking the call. Once again, a shout out for the Game Changers Bar and International Drive in Florida. It's turned into a Rangers boozer, and Big Stevie for the drum for it. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day up, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers win the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with a blue scarf song. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with a blue scarf song. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we'll love to hear the cry. We'll love to see the lassies with a blue scarf on. We'll love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We'll love to see the Rangers